Hello students, I Sheetal Baria from Saraswat International Academy welcome you to the science class. Chapter number 4, Heat, Part 2. Children, in this session we will be studying about transfer of heat. You might have observed that a frying pan becomes hot when kept on a flame. It is because the heat passes from the flame to the utensil. When the pan is removed from the fire, it slowly cools down. Why does it cool down? The heat is transferred from the pan to the surroundings. So you can understand that in both cases, the heat flows from a hotter object to a colder object. How does heat flow? Let us investigate. For this, we will have to perform an activity. Take a rod or flat strip of aluminium or iron. Fix a few small wax pieces by heating on the metal rod. The pieces should be at nearly equal distance. You can see in the diagram how the wax pieces are placed at equal distance. Clamp the rod to a stand or put one end of the rod in between two bricks in horizontal direction in such a way that the wax pieces must remain beneath the rod. Now heat the other end of the rod with the help of a candle. What happens to the wax pieces? Do these pieces begin to fall? Which piece falls the first? Do you think that heat is transferred from the end nearest to the flame to the other end? Let us observe. Wax pieces start melting. Yes, wax piece closest to the heating end of the rod falls first. After that, the second nearest wax piece and so on. Heat is transferred from one end nearest to the flame to the other end. From this, we can conclude that heat travels in metal through conduction. Heat flows from the hotter end of the object to the colder end. So, the process by which heat is transferred from the hotter end to the colder end of an object. Do all substances conduct heat easily? To know this, we shall perform another activity. For this, heat water in a small pan or beaker. Collect objects such as a steel spoon, plastic scale, pencil, and a divider and dip one end of each of these articles in hot water as shown in the picture, such that their other ends remain outside water. Wait for a few minutes and touch the outer end of each article. What do you observe? The steel spoon is a metal. So the other end gets hot. It becomes hot. Plastic scale is made of plastic. So the other end does not become hot. Pencil made of wood. So this also does not become hot. Divider is made up of metal. It does become hot at the other end. The other end of steel spoon and divider becomes hot while that of plastic scale and pencil does not. From this, we conclude that metals are good conductors of heat and materials such as plastic or wood are bad conductors of heat and they are also known as insulators. So, good conductors of heat are metals, and the bad conductors of heat are plastic and wood in this activity, and they are known as insulators. Water and air are poor conductors of heat. Then, how does heat transfer take place in these substances? Let us find out doing this activity. For this, take a round bottom glass flask. Fill it 2/3 with water. Place it on a tripod or make some arrangement to place the flask in such a way that you can heat it by placing a candle below it. Wait till the water in the flask is still. Means there is no movement in the water. Place a crystal of potassium permanganate at the bottom of the flask gently using a straw. Now heat the water by placing the candle just below the crystal. When water is heated, the water near the flame gets heated. Hot water rises up. The cold water from the sides moves down towards the source of heat. This water also gets hot and rises, and water from the sides moves down. This process continues till the whole water gets heated. This mode of heat transfer is known as convection. Convection is the process of transfer of heat in liquids. Got it? So, how does heat travel in air? In which direction does the smoke go? The air near the heat source gets hot and rises. The air from the sides comes in its place. In this way, the air gets heated. This activity will help us to understand how heat is transferred by convection in air. Light a candle. Keep your one hand above the flame carefully at a safe distance from the flame so that it does not get burned, and other hand on the side of the flame. Do your both hands feel equally hot? If not, which hand feels hotter and why? We observe that the hand above the flame feels hotter than the hand on the side. From this, we can conclude that the air above the flame gets heated by convection, while convection does not occur on the sides. The people living in the coastal areas experience an interesting phenomenon. During the day, the land gets heated faster than the water. The air over the land becomes hotter and rises up. The cooler air from the sea rushes in towards the land to take its place. The warm air from the land moves towards the sea to complete the cycle. The air from the sea is called the sea breeze. To receive the cooler sea breeze, the windows of the houses in coastal areas are made to face the sea. At night, it is exactly the reverse, the opposite. The water cools down more slowly than the land. So, the cool air from the land moves towards the sea. This is called the land breeze. When we come out in the sun, we feel warm. How does the heat from the sun reach us? It cannot reach us by conduction or convection. as there is no such medium between the earth and the sun. From the sun, the heat comes to us by another process known as radiation. The transfer of heat by radiation does not require any medium. It can take place whether a medium is present or not. When we sit in front of a fire, we get heat by this process. Radiation is the heat that we feel coming from a fire. It warms the air using heat waves that radiate out from the fire in all directions until it is absorbed by objects. In the same way, a hot utensil kept away from the flame cools down as it transfers heat to the surrounding by radiation. Our body too gives heat to the surrounding and receive heat from it by radiation. All hot bodies radiate heat. When this heat falls on some object, a part of it is reflected, a part of it is absorbed, and a part may be transmitted. The temperature of the object increases due to the absorbed part of the heat. Kinds of clothes we wear in summer and winter. You know that in summer we prefer light colored clothes and in winter we usually wear dark colored clothes. Why is it so? Let us find out. Dark surfaces absorb more heat, whereas light colored clothes reflect most of the heat that falls on them, and therefore we feel more comfortable wearing them in summer. So people prefer light colored clothes, cotton clothes. Woolen clothes keep us warm in winter. In the winter, we use woolen clothes. Wool is a poor conductor of heat. Moreover, there is air trapped in between the wool fibers. This air prevents the flow of heat from our body to the cold surroundings, so we feel warm.